It all started with a young boy who had a dream, and his dream was to become a Navy SEAL someday. Brian was a great kid growing up. He had a brother and sister, and he was the one that never got in any trouble. He always did everything right, very athletic. He was on the swim team year after year, captain of his hockey team, loved being outdoors, going fishing, camping. Brian decided he wanted to be a Navy SEAL during high school. He had seen some movies and talked to some friends and counseled him. So when he went into college, he went to Norwich University. And he elected to be an enlisted man when he joined. And after his about a year and a half, he got pinned with his trident. He wanted to be a part of our military, and it was in his blood, I think. I was in the service, my father was in the service. It's something that he really wanted to do. He wanted to go and serve his country.
After 10 years of war, today will sadly be remembered as the single deadliest day for American forces in Afghanistan. The Pentagon confirms that...
It was a Saturday morning in August, and I'd been watching CNN News in the morning, and all of a sudden a news flash came across the TV. About 10 minutes later, I got a call, and I answered it, and it was from the Navy, and my throat swelled up. He said, "I have some very bad news for you, and I'm very sorry. Your son was killed early this morning in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan." I did lose my son that day, and 30 other families lost their sons that day. All the families were invited to go to Dover Air Force Base, where the bodies were coming back for Afghanistan. President Obama was there, Chief of Staff, Department of Defense people. There were about 100 Navy SEALs behind them. And on our side sat the families. To see your son come home in a box with a flag draped across it is a terrible, terrible experience. But what helped me that day was looking at the faces of all those Navy SEALs across the hangar. But I knew that these brave men were there to support the Brotherhood of Navy SEALs. And they kept me alive that day. It's been 3 years since the incident. And I think it's time now that we do open Brian's house. Brian and I had talked about a Bill family retreat. It's a beautiful house on a waterfront location in the Florida Keys. SEALs coming back from deployments need a space where they and their families can come together after months of separation and anxiety. A place to renew their lives through nature and the outdoors. Finding that balance of family and service again. Our men and their families need and deserve a place to heal and grow. We need to support them in their time of need. We need also to support all the families that have lost their sons. Surviving spouses and children have been left with a huge hole in their lives. Where do they start to try and repair the pain and the damage? With other families who have suffered the same pain. Families come together that don't know each other, different parts of the country, and they leave with a bond. Giving these families the place and tools to heal and grow will make their lives whole again. Brian's house needs your support today, so please help us make a donation for all the SEALs and their families. At the time, I don't think I really knew what a SEAL was. You know, you hear about it, you see what your son goes through and what he accomplishes, but you don't really know the heart and soul of a SEAL. There are a lot of boys that can become men, but there are very few men that can become a SEAL. And I thank God that my son was a SEAL.